When the capture loads, a new tab opens with a couple of sub-tabs. The Overview tab by default will show you the list of D3D events, a screenshot of your title, some options to run the D3D SDK layer's validation, and the timeline window. The Events tab defaults to showing just the GPU work, but can be toggled so that state setting operations are also displayed. If your title uses multiple GPU queues, they will appear in this combo box. You can select the GPU queue or CPU thread you're interested in to see the GPU or CPU events associated with that queue or thread. If your title is instrumented with the PIX event runtime, those events will also show up here. Events wrapped between begin and end markers will be grouped under the associated PIX marker. To begin analyzing a capture, click the Start button in the upper right corner of the UI. Note that you can select which PC to start analysis on. For this demo, we will use the current PC for analysis. Note that GPU captures are not generally portable across GPU vendors, and possibly not even across GPU revisions and driver versions from the same vendor. So while it may be possible to play back a capture taken from a different PC, you shouldn't generally expect this to work. If you are using PIX on a laptop or a desktop PC with multiple GPUs, you should be aware that PIX might not select the GPU you intended for playback. So, if you find that PIX is attempting to analyze your capture on the wrong GPU, you should open your driver's control panel app and make the necessary change, or go to the PC's display settings and make sure that the display the GPU is physically connected to is marked as the main display. The Collect Timing Data button will run some additional analysis on your capture so you can visualize bottlenecks and pipeline stalls in the frame. You can see the results of this in the Timeline tab. PIX markers and GPU work are also made visible in the view so that you can visualize the cost of the work your title is performing. Zoom options are visible by right-clicking in the view. While zoomed in, you can pan through the timeline by right-clicking and dragging the mouse. Clicking the Counters button will expose additional columns that you can add to the events grid. You'll notice that in the version of PIX I'm using, some counter values are currently only displayed for actual draw and dispatch calls, and not rolled up into the enclosing marker regions. Future versions of PIX will have roll-up support for those counters.